Hello and welcome to another Fleet Ops audio commentary brought to you today by Clint Sat and special guest Zyke. This is number 3 in our whirlwind tour of replays this Saturday.
Hey everyone.
We've got a nice Fed versus Fed match. Should be pretty fun. Should see some pretty cool ships. Interesting, it looks a little dark on this map for some reason. I guess I was used to the other map. Pretty standard start.
I think they changed the direction of the lighting in Duel 2.
Yeah, it looks kind of ominous. A little dangerous. Yeah, so pretty basic. Fed, both going Starfleet Engineering, and you know we've been talking about some of the new warp-ins. So when you create some of these models, you know, you gotta give some ideas. What inspires you for some of these new ships?
So, a lot of it just comes from looking at a lot of the original concept art for that was created during the process, like during TNG, DS9, Voyager. Like you can see a lot of like really interesting stuff. Particularly John Eves, who did a lot of the work for the later part of DS9 and Voyager. He came up with a lot of interesting designs, and he was also responsible for the Norexan. And you just see some like interesting new takes on stuff, and just looking at that's like a lot of where I get the inspiration for it. And like, you know, like a lot of other people, I have a sketchbook, and you know, I do a lot of doodling. So just, you know, just playing with how, like, you know, particularly with the Federation, you just have, you know, you have the saucer and the cell kind of design, and how you can rearrange it and play with shapes to make things a little more interesting.
And you know, I didn't even introduce the players here. On the bottom, we have Funny Stuff Pictures as the Yellow Feds. He's rocking a Mason avatar and going ahead and doing his expansion. And then we've got Rocco up here on the top doing the Blue Feds that are rocking with a Risner avatar. So we do get to see both avatars. Would be kind of fun to see some Avalons or Phalanxes. We'll see if we can get the game to last that long.
Yeah, I always love to see Avalons on the field.
Those guys are just big beasts. Pretty cool to see those little fighters running around.
Yeah, those fighters are definitely a great asset to the Federation.
And something that you know, we got to see in Deep Space Nine, but not necessarily a lot of the other games. I guess they had a PlayStation game where you got to use them, but I don't know about you, but I never played that.
I played very little of it, but it definitely had its moments.
Let's see. We have both players going Intrepid Monsoon, just kind of feeling each other out, and just setting up. So not too shabby. Now, I'd be curious to see if one of the players texts a chassis 2 right off the bat. Often see the Risner avatar try to get away with that and field some of the heavier ships.
Yeah, Risner has the benefits to tech up quickly.
Yeah, that little bit of dilithium just really does help. A little bit of dilithium savings there. Starfleet Science going up for Rocco, so he's going to be a little bit ahead if he tries to get warp ins. But he's a tiny bit behind on the expansion.
It's an interesting trade-off to make, economy versus tech up. So, but he's moving his constructor over to his expansion.
Yep, and switched to solid Intrepids, and Funny's still kind of mixing it up a little bit, probably trying to save a little bit of money. He does have almost enough for a large yard, and I bet that's what he's going to put up here at this expansion. He's trying to get, he's really heavy on tritanium here, trying to get those that resource synced up. It's real easy to run out of tritanium in the early game. You just don't realize how much you actually need to tech up and expand.
Yeah, Rocco is definitely saving up for that for the warp in.
it goes. Launching that up. So, any Fed models you think we might see some replacements on soon, or are they pretty good?
So as of now, I'd like to say that they're pretty good, considering that they've been getting a lot of love recently. Uh, so we're probably gonna move on to some other stuff. The Klingons are particularly pretty old, and so are the Romulans. So in terms of just pure model replacements, we'd probably just see we'd probably move on a little. But the Fed will, the Fed, I feel like the Warpin is a great thing for the Fed because we just know so much about their classes, and it allows us to just put in a lot of the ships that we know and love from the show.
Yeah, and you don't have to worry about balancing it too much. You can mess around with that quite a bit. Yeah, it's kind of neat that you can get some random things come out of there. I love just seeing a Centaur roll in, or the Rhode Island Nova variant.
Yeah, definitely. The great thing about I think, me personally, how I see the Fed Warpin, by giving the player more variety, the Fed player is not going to be able to count on, getting that galaxy or getting that ambassador. They're going to be, seeing a little more variety and seeing a little more, unpredictability, and they're going to have to adapt their playstyle to that.
Yeah, it's kind of the big bad fleet where you're just scrounging everything you can to try to keep moving.